CKNX TV.
Kincardine Scottish heritage is an integral part of the town, and on any summer Saturday night, you'll find practically the entire populace, along with tourists and visitors, lining Main Street. They're there for the traditional pipe band march. Kirk Scott visited with 2 members of the Kincardine Pipe Band early this summer as they put in some practice. And then in his update, he took in the special mass band march with pipers and drummers from across the province.
The sound of the pipes coming from the band shell in Kincardine's Victoria Park is hardly out of the ordinary. The town's renowned for its Saturday night pipe band concerts. But this day, Bruce McLean and Craig Colhoun are getting in some extra practice for the World Pipe Band Championships. They belong to the Toronto-based 78 Fraser Highlanders Band and head to Glasgow, Scotland this weekend for the competition. In Scotland, they'll compete against 27 bands from around the world in their class. McLean says the judging is very much like that in figure skating, with some politics involved.
Well, it's very much up to a person's personal opinion, and sometimes it does get more subjective than we care to hope.
The prize for winning is the prestige, and knowing your band is the best in the world. The Kincardine Pipe Band has been parading down the main street every Saturday night in the summer since 1909. But this evening is a special one for the band. They've invited musicians from other bands to join them in a mass march. And the invitations didn't go unheeded, as about 100 pipers and drummers entertained the crowd.
3 years ago, there was a couple of drummers, bass drummers actually, one from Kincardine by the name of Duncan Campbell, another one from Rockerton by the name of Peter Roy. Got their heads together and they saw what was happening in Kincardine every Saturday night. All the people would come to help us out. And they thought, well, if people are coming to do this because they want to, why don't we ask them to come and see how big a band we can put together? So we did it that year. We just sent out a bunch of invitations to a bunch of bands, and they came. And we put 72 people on the street just kind of by word of mouth.
The mass band march is the culmination of what is likely to turn out to be one of the most popular events of the year in Kincardine, a full day of music in Victoria Park. Bands from around the area perform, and people enjoy a barbecue with the help of city officials. The weather this year was perfect, and the turnout excellent.
It is a community event, and I'm very proud that it's happening, and I hope that it continues to happen. It took a little starting up 3 years ago, but look at all you have to do is look around this park.
Around 7 in the evening, the pipers and drummers begin to warm up. They're members of pipe bands from across Ontario, and they come to Kincardine to play music and have some fun.
A lot of different people come together and get to just play with each other. There's people from all over, Lindsay and Clinton, Owen Sound, London, Toronto, Kincardine. All the old regulars come back to Kincardine for the weekend. It's a great time.
And there are even some people from parts of the U.S. where, like in Canada, joining pipe bands is growing in popularity. Jim Kemmler is a drum major from the Detroit area.
Oh, yeah, it just grows and grows. A lot of young people going into it. Keeps them out of trouble, too, because they don't have time to get into trouble when they're playing the pipes.
And for others, like Fran McGregor, who came from Clinton for the day, the march brings back memories. She's originally from Kincardine.
I used to follow the band when I was smaller, so and I see a lot of my old schoolmates and relatives that I don't see all the time, so it's kind of nice. It's a big family. Yeah, we as you see, we're meeting people we haven't seen for a long time, and it's something some people you just don't forget.
And the camaraderie is fantastic. And it's not so much doing what we do, which is quite a thrill, but it's the getting together and meeting new people and just keeping it going.
Now, it's a tricky business tuning the bagpipes. The pitch changes depending on the temperature and the humidity. And if they're left unplayed for any length of time, again, the sound changes. So it takes some time to prepare, but eventually they're ready to go. The band marches from one end of town to the other and back again. Part of the tradition is for the crowds to follow along behind. Once back in the park, Highland dancers perform. And then the bands play a final few tunes in formation.
Band! On the rolls! Beat! March!
Judging from the reviews, the Kincardine Pipe Band and friends will be marching through Kincardine every summer Saturday night for years to come.
Yes, I did enjoy the show. It was great. It's been a great summer here in Kincardine, and we have some friends and visiting, and it was just a great, great night.
We come to them every year for 20 years, and this is really the best one we've ever had. I hope they do it again next year.
Next, a group of Good Samaritans stopped to help at an accident, but they may have come in contact with the virus.